Okay, let's dive into NFL Week 17. Let's start with the Saturday games. We have an absolutely electric slate of games on Saturday. A couple of playoff teams, or a couple of games with some really, really major playoff implications. Texans at Chargers, huge for the seeding in the AFC. The Chargers are 1.5-point favorites. This game is in LA, and you're gonna get flashbacks if you're a Chargers fan to the first round wild card loss to this Texans team a year ago. Well, this Texans team is back this year, and they're better than ever. Their defense is better. They're only allowing points on 25% of their drives for this defense. 25% of their drives for opposing offenses against the Texans defense end in points. This is the best defense in the NFL. They're 9th in the league in sacks. They're 4th in turnover percentage. They're top 3 against the run and the pass. They have the best defense in the league. And we have Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. matched up against 2 backup tackles. 2 of them. Not ideal here. One of them is Trevor Penning, who they traded for. The Chargers traded for at the deadline. That guy was playing guard for the Saints. The Saints. That was their solution. And it sucks because if this Chargers team had Rashawn Slater and Joe all healthy, I think they could make a legitimate run at the Super Bowl, but they don't. And this Texans defense is one of the best in the NFL, particularly their edge rush combo in Hunter and Will Anderson. And then we talk about the guys on the back end. Derek Stingley, Kamari Lassiter, one of the best CB duos in the league. Jalen Petrie, one of the biggest Pro Bowl snubs in the league. I don't know how they're going to get any separation down the field, and they are a top 5 run defense as well. So I don't know how the Chargers plan to move the ball. And when you look at Justin Herbert and some of the defenses that he's played this season, particularly in the last 6 weeks, the Chargers have played the Steelers, the Jags, the Raiders, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. What 2 defenses out of that group stand out to you? It's got to be the Eagles and the Jaguars, right? Well, Herbert against the Jags. The Chargers scored 6 points in that game, by the way. Herbert completed 55% of his passes with an interception against the Jags. Against the Eagles, Herbert completed 46% of his passes, had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and a fumble. So against the 2 elite defenses he played over the last 2 months, the Steelers' defense is not elite. The Raiders and the Chiefs' defenses are not good either. And he didn't even play that great against the Chiefs either. That's the thing. But either way, against the 2 elite defenses, Herbert completed less than 60% of his pass and had more turnovers than touchdowns. And he beat the Eagles in overtime because his defense bailed him out. Now, as bad as this Texans offense has been, they are 31st in the NFL in turnovers. As long as C.J. Stroud takes care of the ball and they lean on Woody Marks and Nick Chubb in this run game because the Chargers run defense is 21st in the NFL, I think that this Texans team should be able to take care of business quite easily. I think they're going to dominate the trench battle on the defensive side of the ball. I think that this Texans offensive line gets a little bit too much hate. They're better than a lot of people like to give them credit for. However, it is important to note Trent Brown will be out this game, and Ariante Ursere, the rookie left tackle, who has really come on as of late in the back half of the year, he is questionable to play in this game. If he's without those 2 guys and you have Tui Tuipulotu running free at CJ Stroud, that could be troublesome. That could be really troublesome. So I like the Texans in this game. I am a CJ Stroud guy. I think CJ Stroud is closer to Justin Herbert than a lot of people think. After his rookie season, I was ready to put CJ Stroud ahead of Justin Herbert. And CJ Stroud knows how to play good in the big moments. And Justin Herbert, people like to say, oh, it wasn't his fault that he lost that Jags game. I can concede that. Absolutely his fault that they lost to this Texans team a year ago. He hasn't proven he can play in the playoffs, winning football in the playoffs. He has not proven that. And he makes bad decisions. He makes more bad decisions than people like to think because there's just a group of Justin Herbert gooners on the internet who think that this guy can do no wrong. And he's had no help. Well, he's had top 10 defenses back-to-back years. Let's see what he can do. He had Keenan Allen and Mike Williams for the first half of his career when they were at their peaks, okay? No defense then, but we'll see. Like, what can Herbert do? When do the excuses run out? Now is the time. Shut me up. Shut all of your haters up, even though there aren't a lot because everybody glazes Herbert. Let's go out and play good against the best defense in the NFL. But if you're looking at his history against good defenses, when the lights are the brightest, you can't say Herbert has really elevated his game and rose to the occasion, especially against this Texans defense, where we're not even a full year removed, where he threw 4 interceptions against them in a similar spot like this, where it's not an actual playoff game. It's not a win and go home game, but it is an elimination game. It is for a higher seeding, and it is against one of the best defenses in the NFL and against two of the best defenses in the league over the past month and a half. Justin Herbert's barely completed 55% of his passes. He hasn't completed 55% of his passes. So I'm on the Texans. I think Herbert's not going to have a good day. I also like the under in this game because the Chargers defense is also very good. I just think Nico Collins is eventually inevitable. And where the Chargers defense struggles is where the Texans not thrive, but they lean on their run game a lot. They're 7th in the NFL in rush attempts. The Chargers are, I have it on here somewhere, 21st against the run in the league. So I like the Texans. That's in yards per carry, by the way. I like the Texans in this spot, +1.5. And by the way, last week I went 10-6. I'm 145 and 117 since week 4. That's just when I started keeping track, and won with one push. So we've done pretty good. Week 17, 10-6. Week 16, 7-8. Week 15, 9-8. Week 13, 3-2. Week 12, 7-1. So you're about, I would say, estimating, just looking at it, you'd be 3 units up if you tailed every single pick with the same unit size. So yeah. Okay, in the last game on Saturday, Ravens at Packers. The Packers are 4.5-point favorites. I was going to take the Packers even if Lamar was playing. He's listed as doubtful. The Ravens secondary is a legitimate retirement home outside of Kyle Hamilton. The Packers do have 3 guys on their offensive line questionable, including Zach Tom, who's one of the best right tackles in the business. Jordan Love and Christian Watson are also on that list in terms of questionable players as well. But even with Malik Willis and Jordan Love are both questionable, but there's a lot of injuries all over the place. But they don't have a third quarterback, so I'm assuming one of them will be able to go. They need to win I think they clinched the playoff spot at this point. I don't even know how it works. But either way, the Ravens would be smart to lean on Derrick Henry, but the Packers are 7th in the NFL in yards allowed per carry defensively, so they are good against the run. And even without Micah Parsons, this Packers defense held a Bears offense that is very explosive to just 3 points in the third quarter before they completely fell apart in the fourth and overtime. While they also lost Jordan Love, and even though Malik Willis played good when he came in, it's definitely still hurts to lose your starting quarterback. Let's not be crazy here. So the Packers defense is still good. The Ravens offense, their 2 best players, just peanut punch Zay Flowers and Derrick Henry, and you'll win the turnover battle. Jordan Love, if he does play, he's been taking care of the ball a little bit better. That was kind of not on display against the Bears, but the Bears turn people over more than anybody in the NFL. And the Ravens defense is bad. The Ravens red zone offense is bad. There's no Lamar Jackson. It's Snoop Huntley against one of the best defenses in the NFL. Even without Micah Parsons, I still think they're going to have trouble getting separation deep down the field and getting this passing game going because, 1, it's Snoop Huntley, and 2, I don't like their matchups on the outside with Zay Flowers against Keyshawn Nixon and company and this Packers secondary with Evan Williams and Xavier McKinney too. So I think they can sell out to stop Derrick Henry. Their corners, their secondary matches up good with these Ravens pass catchers. Even better now that Snoop Huntley is slinging the rock. Give me the Packers -4.5. And I'm recording this on Thursday night. By the time the game starts, I wouldn't be surprised if they're 6.5, 7-point favorites. So get that line in early. And that'll do it for the Saturday games. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube.